You're listening to I'm Not Dumb But, the podcast where we ask questions you're too smart to ask. Follow us as we try to make sense of topics that might be mainstream but not common knowledge. We guarantee to leave you with more questions than answers. So today, I'm not dumb, but how do weather apps work? Today we have Caesar.
Hello.
Mitch.
Hey, what's up?
And of course, Victor.
What's up?
So how was the weekend, guys? How was your 4th?
4th was good. I went to Riverfront. I was actually on a boat on the water, which was nice.
Before you guys went out and barbecued and did all that stuff, what's one of the first things you guys look at for the day?
How's the weather?
I checked my portfolio, but yeah.
There's a sundial outside my apartment that I check.
I always go to weather when I'm getting like a terrible haircut. And I just don't want to look at it anymore. And I'm just like, yeah, it's supposed to be really hot this weekend. And I just don't want to talk about anything. So most people these days, apparently, are getting their weather from apps. Where do you guys get your weather from?
AccuWeather.
And it's one of the most used apps on like any smartphone.
I have a bird who comes to my window and informs me of weather. I use signs from God to tell me.
Can't be wrong.
If I see an eagle in the air soaring high, that means it's going to be clear skies. If he's soaring low, that means there's a storm coming.
Bird signs. You want to plan a strategy based on bird signs.
That's pretty accurate.
Elaborate, yet concise.
It'll also tell you if Persians are invading.
You must be Xerxes.
I thought it was going to rain today, but we just got invaded instead.
The ancient Greeks are coming.
So yeah, I mean, most people get their weather from apps. I get my weather from apps. I use Apple app weather apps. But Caesar, you said you used AccuWeather.
Yeah.
Any reason why you like to go with them?
It's because for me, it's the most accurate.
It's the most accurate?
Yeah.
Because it has it in the title? Is that
because it has it in the title? And also just because.
How many apps do you think there are out there with weather in the title?
Ooh.
27.
27? All right.
3 million. I don't know.
3 million?
No,
Mitch?
It's something like 100.
Yeah, I was going to say like 100 apps.
It said over 8,000 apps with weather in the title.
Oh my God.
And over 2,200 or something like that for iPhone alone.
What?
So there's a lot of weather apps out there. Yeah. Yeah. And so what makes one better than the other? Well, you're saying AccuWeather is more accurate. Apple Maps, so you use, old Greek and Persian mythology to get your maps. But
Wait,
that's not just as good as anything.
What is the app called that's like within Apple? Like the standard one in Apple on iPhones?
Oh, they bought somebody. They bought Dark Sky or something like that.
Yeah, but is there a specific app name for that?
They just
app?
call it like weather.
It's just
weather. Just the weather app.
Okay.
Just the weather app.
All right. I just want to make sure
All
we're
right.
talking about the same app.
It's all right. I mean, like you're looking at it, you get one image and then a percent chance, and we'll talk about what that is. But so a lot of these weather apps, right? And the reason why most people like to use them, it's like they're accurate for certain people. But where do you think a lot of these weather apps get their data from? You think they're just like out there doing their own thing or what?
Do they hire meteorologists?
Yeah, so what they do is there's the National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration. You ever heard of them? NOAA? NOAA?
Like the Ark?
Yes. So NOAA is part of the Department of Commerce, right? So basically the way it goes is Department of Commerce, NOAA, National Weather Service, right? So in that order, right? So you got the Department of Commerce, and then NOAA, and then National Weather Service. Now, the National Weather Service is part of NOAA, and what they do is they are out there and they gather immense amounts of data every single day. So they have satellites, Doppler radar, computer models, high-speed communication. They get their weather from like everything, and it's just
Satellites.
A ridiculous amount. Yeah, satellites. They work with other countries to get their data. So if our model is showing like a hurricane is missing and Europe's like, no, guys, we have that thing coming right at you, they'll work with them. And it's all free information, right? Taxpayers pay for all of this. There's 122 weather offices, 13 river forecast centers, 9 national centers, and other support offices all around the United States, right? And then, so they use all this stuff, and they also use local storm spotters. And you can become a storm spotter if you wanted to. You can actually go online. It's free. And there's like a few stipulations, like you got to be 18, and then you take a course, right? It's what they call a 2 to 3 hour fun-filled seminar where you will be able to learn to be a storm spotter, and then you can give that data to the National Weather Service.
Is that what the movie Twister was about? Those guys?
Yeah, well, they were like storm chasers.
Yeah.
They're like
Right.
freelance, like storm chasers.
What's his
right?
name? With the main character in that movie? He was on Titanic too. I think he died. I'm pretty sure he died.
Like, just
They
stay
all
away
died.
from that shit. Just
pretty
stay away from this shit.
I'm pretty
Okay.
sure he died.
You have no
Okay,
reason to be
it's on the
near
tip of
that
my
thing.
tongue. I'll get it.
Like the famous scene where it's like cow.
Yeah.
Cow.
Yeah.
I think that was the same one.
Bill Paxton.
Bill Paxton.
Bill
How
Paxton?
could I forget? How could I forget?
Hey, Vasquez. Have you ever been mistaken for a man?
No. Have you?
So yeah, the National Weather Service, they gather all this data. They gather an immense amount of data every day, right? But the thing is a lot of these automatic surface observing sites, or ASOS or whatever they have, they can only detect the data that is immediately above them. It could be raining above them, but then a town over, it could not be raining. So that's why they have to kind of fill in a lot of this gray area with what meteorologists or trained meteorologists, right? So they were able to look at the data, and they were able to kind of forecast and know the local area and know weather trends and this and that. And then they're able to then go ahead and basically use this like cumulative amount of data to be able to then predict the weather. Okay, so that's the whole part of like a point of a meteorologist. They have this ability, they're trained in this, and they can take all this data, sift through it, know exactly what they're looking for, and then hopefully accurately predict the weather. What your apps are doing is something totally different, right? So they get a core amount of their data, a vast, vast majority of their data from the National Weather Service for free. And then they give it to you for free, or they give it to you for free with ads, or they make you pay for it if they have some sort of proprietary information. But basically,
Who pays for the weather app?
Who pays?
Come on.
Who pays for the weather?
Come on. If you're listening to this and you're paying for the weather app, you should really stop. I mean, there's no extra bonus that you're getting an extra day of sunshine or some shit from paying for this app.
Like what?
you
extra
would never
information
pay
do
for
you
the weather
get?
app?
Fuck
Never.
no.
That's crazy.
What more could you get?
So we'll go into that, but there's an idea that they want to privatize weather.
That's where everything's going.
Yeah. So you guys would never pay for weather?
I would never pay for the
No,
weather app.
no, I'll
Definitely
never pay
not.
for weather. If anything,
Yeah, I
I'll
mean,
go
it's
on-
free.
Yeah,
Right.
I've gone on YouTube and watched like weather. I guess like individual weather people where they'll go through the weather.
Wait, you have weather influencers that you watch? Weather
yeah.
YouTubers that you watch, Mitch?
Are you
Yeah.
serious?
So
Bitch.
I've watched them. Yeah,
I
Just
think
watch
you're
the news.
Yeah, I think you're
I don't
addicted.
have I don't have cable.
Oh my god.
I think you have a problem, Mitch. This
You
is
do-
actually an
you do a lot of
intervention.
YouTubing.
Yeah, you do
I
too
I
much
do a lot of
YouTubing.
YouTubing. No, I'll go on the weather app, and if I want a little more information, I'll go on YouTube.
What more information are you getting on YouTube?
Well, for
That's not
instance,
being given.
if I
Mitch is watching those like Colombian, Ecuadorian like YouTube
Weather girls?
Weather girls, yeah.
Ah.
It's like that Greek one, that Greek weather girl that she's just singing and dancing. I don't even know if she's telling the weather.
There's absolutely no weather. It's just
There's
like a
no
show.
weather. Yeah, they're just having fun.
Yeah, so a lot of these weather apps, all their data is free, right? So then they take that data And then they turn this into a huge business. Now there's over 8,000 weather apps out there. Every single one, it could be displaying a different type of weather. And the reason why is because they're trying to take that immense amount of data and break it into an image of like partly cloudy, a sun, and give it to you right where you are, right? So that lack of context, that gap of this huge amount of data to this simplistic symbol is just, there's a lot of gray area in that. So that's why there's only a few really accurate weather apps out there. One of them being AccuWeather.
Best one.
AccuWeather, yeah. Now the thing is, they were saying that AccuWeather, there was a list of
What makes it accurate? Is it predicting by the hour? Is that like the best prediction, or is it like by the minute? Best cloud coverage? They should give out weather awards. That's all I'm saying. Like
It
weather,
does, it does tell you like rain is gonna start in like 30 minutes, 40 minutes, whatever.
and that's like to the dot. You're like 30 minutes later, you're like, oh shit, it's raining.
Yeah. And to be honest, I really don't have another app I have the Apple's app, but another one that I downloaded, I don't have anything to compare it to. I just have like, going outside, it's raining, okay. It's gonna rain in 30 minutes, okay. That's my only my only sense of it's being accurate.
Yeah, so last year, from Time Magazine, the top weather apps were the Weather Channel, AccuWeather, Microsoft, Foreca, and Global Weather Corporation. And the best one was accurate at 85%. And it depends on the region or state you're in. You could have more accurate data than another one because they all use proprietary information, crazy amounts of algorithms that they do, and some weather apps are actually more accurate in other states than they are in your state. So AccuWeather might be better in, I don't know, Florida than it is in Minnesota or something like that. But what they do with this data, no one really knows. Like some meteorologists have no idea what these weather apps actually do with the data. So a lot of meteorologists, when I was on here reading, they were just saying...
Do meteorologists not work for the weather apps?
They have some they do have them working for them, but a lot of them are just, they use a collective of algorithms.
So it's a bunch of software engineers.
It's just a bunch of software. And they do have meteorologists working for them, like AccuWeather. So that's the thing, right? That's where they're making you start to pay for certain things. So certain websites, if you pay for them, they'll be able to send out weather alerts before the National Weather Service will actually send out an alert. So in New York City, they pay a private company to double check their weather because they don't think that the weather service is able to get them an alert fast enough because of like Hurricane Ida. Because the National Weather Service may have came and said, oh, there's only a 30% chance, or they sent out an alert after Ida had already hit New York City. So a lot of people or places are paying for this data because they believe that they can get this data possibly quicker or at all before the free weather service lets you know.
New York City gets its data double checked?
Yeah.
And they still get it wrong?
Yeah. They started hiring a third party.
Remember, like, I don't know, it was last year or 2 years ago when it was like all these snow days and it barely snowed and you had to cancel everything?
That's why you need to be a consultant for New York City.
Bro, make this money.
Yeah. So that's the thing. A lot of, they have these weather channels. They have these weather apps. They're all getting their data for free, and they're all sifting through their data in their own way. Now, when I was reading, it's if all this data is coming out for free, and the National Weather Service does send out alerts and warnings, then, and Canada's weather service also has an app. Like, don't you guys think that the National Weather Service should just have an app too?
Don't they?
No, they don't. They don't. They what they do is they have like, you ever like make a link on your phone, but it kind of turns into an app, but it just takes you to the website, but it's not really an app. That's what they do.
Oh, so it's like just like a hyperlink.
Yeah. So I was reading around, and there were some things that are saying that their role is to not basically like compete with private organizations. They're there to just give the information out. And, there's been some sources that are saying that, weather companies might be lobbying the government in order to then not have the Weather Service make its own app to compete with them, because this is a $7 billion industry. But I don't know if that's true or not. The NOAA says that they're just not in the business of doing it. They're a government agency, and it's extremely expensive to do stuff like that, and they'd rather just put their resources on, providing the data and allowing a mutual, flourishing public-private sector agreement.
Wait, then who owns the Weather Channel?
The Weather Channel is a private organization.
It's private.
Does Discover own that?
Discovery?
Yeah, Discovery.
I don't know.
Yeah, I think the Weather Channel is a private organization, no?
And I'm not surprised that federal government doesn't want to build an app for that. If anything, they would just outsource it.
Oh yeah, IBM owns it.
Yeah,
IBM owns it.
That's not a surprise. Apps are a pain in the ass to fucking create and maintain.
There's some apps that are coming out there that, because what happens is when they put this data out, there's a few businesses that are kind of like making money on this. So there's some businesses that will just take the data and just sift through it, run through everything, make their own app. Cool. There's some businesses that will just scrub through data, go through everything, and just create an API that will then sell off to other weather apps. And then there's some businesses that will just take National Weather Service's public API and just funnel it right into their app, right? So you can kind of get different types of apps. Now, if you're getting this much data, and depending on who's looking at it, an algorithm, forecasters, tons of different people, because different forecasters might know their local areas better than other areas, so they might understand the weather patterns in a localized area better. They'll be able to predict, have better weather predictions. So you're basically getting this huge gap between immense amount of data and trying to summarize it, and that's why a lot of these apps are not 100% accurate. I think the best app or accuracy in the state, depending on the app, was only around 89%. It's almost impossible to be 100% accurate.
Pretty good. B plus. Pretty good.
That's not
Listen,
bad.
man, B is for me.
That'll do it.
B is for
Just
me.
all the way.
So when you get, I thought it was pretty interesting. They were saying that with weather accuracy, okay, if you're looking at your forecast, what do you guys look at? You look at the 5-day, the 7-day, the 10-day, the 45-day forecast.
I never trust that 10-day. I usually
45-day.
45 days.
Yeah, AccuWeather says that
that's
they
a
have
serial
a
killer.
45-day.
That's a serial.
Why even bother? I look for the 5-day, the 3 days out. I think those are the best you're gonna get.
So based off what NOAA as a source, they say a 7-day forecast can accurately predict the weather about 80% of the time. A 5-day forecast can accurately predict the weather approximately 90%. And anything more than a 10-day or longer is 50-50.
Huh.
So don't even check the forecast.
But that would make more sense because it's a shorter amount of time. It's a shorter amount of time, so it would make more sense to be more accurate, correct?
Yeah, they're saying that basically the shortest amount of time, or the shorter the time, the more accurate that they're able to kind of get it down to, which
More
I guess
easily
makes sense.
predictable, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, but like I can accurately predict the weather right now by just stepping outside and going, "Oh, hey man, I think it's raining,
It's
guys."
fucking raining outside, and
Yeah.
you're 100%, and then just make an app.
Yeah, I'm 100%.
If you see a cloud down the way, you're like, "Yep, it's definitely gonna rain."
Vic's weather app. And I
Fix
share my
weather app
location
now.
I share my location, and I'm just like, "Yo, it's fucking raining out here, guys." 100% accuracy. But you got to subscribe.
Fucking nailed it.
It's
You gotta pay me
$10 a month.
$100.
It's $100.
Yeah, where do you
a month.
live? Where do you live? I only give the weather
Yeah.
where I live.
Within like a 20 foot radius.
15 minutes. Yeah, it's raining.
Guaranteed 100%. I got you. If you're next to me, if you're standing next to me.
So when you get the weather, right? What's the first thing you look at? You look at like I always just check to see is it sunny, is it cloudy, and then if it's raining, that percentage, right? It's 50% chance it's going to rain, 60% chance it's going to rain,
Right, yeah.
right? Do you ever understand what the hell that means? 50% chance.
I saw a TikTok video because that's where I get all my information
From the Chinese?
from the Chinese propaganda. That does not mean percentage. That means area of the percent of the area forecasted. So
Explain.
Yeah, you just made that worse, bro.
You made that up.
no,
Yeah.
I didn't make it up. The TikTok video taught me this.
Them
It's
Chinese
that-
people are lying to you.
TikTok taught me.
It's that so if the area that you're in that is forecasted is 100 miles, then 30% of that is actually going to get rain. Not that there's a 30% chance of rain.
Ah.
Oh, so if let's say
Oh, now you're on board. Now you want some Chinese propaganda, you motherfuckers.
So let's say if you put like Orlando, Florida, right?
Right.
So if it's 30%, it says 30% of Orlando, Florida will get rain.
Correct.
Oh, interesting. I thought it was like the other way.
That's how it's supposedly supposed to be interpreted. Rob might actually know the answer to this. I have no idea.
No, I'm just here for you to tell me. No, so you're kind of right. You're kind of right. So the Chinese did lie to you, but that's what they're here for. I'm just kidding. We love our Chinese listeners.
Don't trust China. China is asshole.
Oh,
We're fucking done. Cut that out.
man, yo. They're coming after us, man.
Dude, your screen is flickering. They know it.
Yo, it's over.
So what it is, it's the percent of precipitation or the precipitation probability. Okay. And the way it works is this. It's the probability that the area, well, which is what you're right. The probability of the area will receive 0.01 inches of precipitation in a given area, right? And this is basically 0.01 inches is enough to create a puddle.
It is
Enough runoff to make
Don't
a
let
puddle.
anyone
Yeah, that
fool you.
is.
0.01 inches is
0.01,
plenty.
baby, that's all we need.
That's all you need.
It's enough
plenty.
to produce a puddle. So that's the percent of precipitation. Now, when we're looking at this cloud, this dark cloud, and it says like 30% or whatever it is, they're taking the forecaster's certainty that the precipitation will happen, multiplied by the aerial coverage of precipitation that is expected. And then that percentage is the percent of precipitation.
What the fuck did you just say?
So let's take it this way.
It's a dream within a dream, bro. That's what it's that's what he's trying to say.
Inception. So if let's say the forecaster is 50% certain that it will rain,
Right.
and the aerial coverage of the precipitation is 100%, 50 times 100, it's a 50% chance it's going to rain.
Oh, there's a formula.
There's a formula
involved
to
in-
this.
I'm seeing
Yeah.
the end result of some formula.
Exactly.
Oh.
So if there's a 100%, if he's 100% sure it's going to rain, and the aerial coverage of the precipitation that's expected is 30% of this aerial coverage, like that Orlando, Florida thing. So
Yeah.
if they believe that only 30% of this area is going to happen, but they 100% believe it, 100% times that 30%, basically you're going to get 30% chances precipitation. So that's what it is. You're getting a percent of precipitation. So it's the forecaster certainty times the percentage of the aerial coverage. And that's your percentage of precipitation. So that's why it's a crapshoot. It's completely a crapshoot. Now, the forecaster has to go through mountains of data, know the local area, get all this data, and this data comes in at anywhere from every 15 minutes to 60 minutes. They get new data coming in, and that can change completely. Because the way the weather works, it's basically like just a myriad of things working together. So if one thing shifts one way here, everything else, all the forecasts can completely change.
Right.
You can get, that's why a lot of these weather apps now, they'll update constantly and they'll change constantly. So you'll look in the morning and it's like, oh, it's supposed to rain today. And then you'll check and it's like, yeah, it's not supposed to rain until 9:00 at night.
It's that butterfly effect, bro.
Exactly. So whatever they got during the day.
Mandela effect?
Is it the butterfly? It's like a butterfly is flapping its wings and then it veers a hurricane off the coast and wipes out half of the fucking world population.
That's the Mothman effect, bro.
What?
It's the Mothman. You never saw that one?
I think I missed that day in science class.
I don't know. I'm just making shit up. It's the one with Ashton Kutcher, right?
He should be meteorologist.
That
That's his next movie.
You never saw that?
No.
Next weekend. Watch it.
Now, could you use that same formula as far with snow? Is that the same thing as snow?
Yeah, it's precipitation, bro.
Precipitation.
Now, the real question is, can you use that same formula for Amazon stock?
Good question. Good question.
Is there a financial gain from this? If I just go, Google, and then plug in, there's a 100% chance it's going to go up by 30%.
Yo, my stock's killing it right now, though.
I think we just solved something.
Well, the reason why all those stocks are going up is AI right now. Everyone's loving this AI. And the AI is getting into weather apps like crazy right now. Really? They're throwing like all this stuff right into weather apps right now. So they're saying each year, the National Weather Service, right? Each year you're getting over 10,000 thunderstorms, 5,000 floods, over 1,000 tornadoes
in the U.S.
In the U.S. and 2 landfalling hurricanes each year, and it's getting worse because of climate change.
Say that again. Say that again. Say that again.
Climate change.
You're a climate denier.
I mean, I don't believe it, but that's what they're saying.
Climate always changes.
It's been changing for years.
It's been changing
for years.
Since the dinosaurs. It's been changing since the dinosaurs.
This is our second ice age. Don't you guys know this? So yeah, I mean, this is what it's coming down to. Now, what some of these companies are trying to do, because they are always competing with each other, right? This is a big business. Obviously, some are lobbying to basically not allow the Public Weather Service to come out with a lot of this data. So some people were trying to do in 2005, a Republican Senator, Rick Santorum, who was friends with the Myers brothers, who was an alumni association with them in Penn State. Myers brothers, I don't know if you know, are the owners of AccuWeather. So they try to introduce the Myers brothers, bro.
So nothing to do with Oscar Mayer, the Wieners.
That's another Myers brother.
What's the ice cream brand? Is that Myers too?
That's Breyers.
Oh, that's Breyers.
I'm thinking of Breyers.
Myers brothers.
Also different brothers.
I need a brother. I feel like I would just be like super rich.
Yeah. That's between you and Monopoly was a brother. That's what you're missing.
Damn it.
I mean, you guys have brothers. None of y'all are rich.
I don't have an empire.
No. I don't know, bro. I have brothers.
So they introduced a bill, right? And what they were trying to do is this bill would limit what the National Service could give out to the public. So besides like emergency storm warnings, they were limited at what information they could give to the public. So then you'd be forced to use apps and other businesses to basically give you the weather. It was struck down, but that's what they were trying to do. However, recently, the past president, Trump, had appointed someone to be in charge of NOAA. And guess who he did? The CEO of AccuWeather, one of the Myers brothers. So that, I think, never went through because I don't believe he was ever confirmed or something like that. But basically, you could see where that would have gone. I mean, this guy was basically the CEO of AccuWeather, who tried to basically not destroy, but like, limit National Weather Service's power, was now in charge of the National Weather Service. At that point, I don't think anything ever went through of that, and now there's a new guy running NOAA. So, and he's like a meteorologist or whatever it was, but
No biggie. He's just some
You're the
like
stupid
meteorologist.
science nerd, whatever.
yeah, he's just a
loser.
meteorologist.
I want an app founder. That's what I want.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Rick Spinrad. He has a PhD.
What's Zuckerberg doing?
Ooh, what a
Make
name.
him the.
Bro,
He's
not
not getting ready
right
to
now.
fight. He's too busy right now.
Is he? He's not doing it.
He's getting ready to fight in the Coliseum too.
Let me tell you.
like against.
In the Coliseum?
Apparently, Italy was fighting Tesla guy, Elon Musk.
No, he's not.
You haven't seen that all over the news?
No,
if
this isn't
I
bullshit.
got Elon, I think Elon would take him. Elon trained MMA.
And Zuckerberg is doing Brazilian.
I know, but Elon's a bigger dude.
Yeah,
Elon's a bigger dude.
And he might run over him with a Tesla.
Or a Cybertruck. Have you seen that thing?
Yeah.
Just stand by a Tesla. That thing will just catch on fire and fucking kill you.
Nah, Musk would win. I got money on him for sure.
I want to see Bezos in there. Fucking Jack Bezos just shows up.
Oh yeah, 2023 Bezos. The guy looks like
on a yacht.
Terminator,
on top
bro.
of a yacht.
Yeah, he comes in with the yacht.
He would come in and just like a fucking osprey would just bring him in and just land him right in the Coliseum.
He fucking halo jumps out of his Blue Origin rocket into the arena.
Yo, we need people like this. Like, if you're gonna be
In the
this
weather, bro.
rich, in the weather. Like, he jumps out of a weather balloon.
Yeah.
Comes down to Earth like that Red Bull jumper, just fucking hits the ground.
Hey, guys, it's about to rain.
That's what you should do. That should be your weather thing, where you just like halo jump out of nowhere and just tell people the weather. Like, yo, what's going on up there?
I don't know if I could do that like enough. Like if someone like requests private weather, I have to like get in a plane, go up to like 30,000 feet, fucking jump, fucking find them via homing device, and then land and be like, there's 60% chance it's about to rain, and then disappear.
I'm down for that.
If they pay you $250, maybe.
That's the premium service of Vic's weather app.
Yeah, like if you're a gold member, that's what you get.
Yeah.
250K.
250K a month.
And
for that
you
kind of
jump,
service.
you get to jump out of a weather balloon and see the weather for yourself. I'm
Yes.
down for that.
Yeah.
Let's sign them up. I'm not going with them though, as a CEO. It's like, listen, I think this is a stupid idea.
COO.
Y'all can go ahead and do this one, but we definitely love that you came out here for that.
Have you guys ever heard of cloud seeding?
Yeah, man.
Yeah,
what are you getting?
we talked about it. We talked about it on.
We did it
previous
to
episode.
we do it in like,
the conspiracy
Vietnam?
theories.
but that was
yeah,
real though. That was real.
Yeah.
We do that. What do they use? Silver, right?
Yeah, silver.
Silver. What is it? Silver ammonium? Silver night?
Something like that, yeah.
We still do it. I think we do it for hurricanes if they're posing like massive threats.
Silver iodide.
What did they do? Refresh my memory.
Apparently they shoot like these like, not rockets, but things in the air, and it changes it produces tiny ice nuclei into the clouds, and it causes the clouds to produce precipitation.
So what is hurricanes come into that?
Yeah, I'm saying we can't do that. Like, if you're talking about butterfly effect and we're out here cloud seeding, we're like, yeah, and then there's a tsunami in like South Sudan, and we're like, yeah, sorry about that.
I don't think that's how it works, but
Nah, bro, butterfly effect. Ashton
good point.
said it.
Good
Yeah.
point. Butterfly effect.
I mean, do you know how it works?
I understand. From what my limited knowledge is, the purpose is to weaken the storm. So you're forcing it to rain, so the hurricane releases all of its energy, or all of its moisture before it hits land. So it's not as strong once it gets to land. So hurricanes feed off of warm water.
Right.
El Nino.
And you can't really get rid of the warm water, so you have to make it get rid of the moisture in the air. So if there's no clouds or if there's less moisture in the air, the storm can't pull as much energy from the warm water.
All right. I was reading about hailstorms when I was doing all this weather stuff.
Didn't we just have a huge hailstorm?
Who we did the other day.
Did it jack up your house?
Not really.
No.
It fucks up your car.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, dents up your car.
I've gotten an insurance claim from when I used to live out in Colorado for hail damage on my car. It's free money, bro. Just take it.
I might do that with my car. I mean, I don't have a car, but
I didn't even notice. I didn't even notice the hail damage. A guy from State Farm was there to see my roommate, and he goes, "Yo, did you file a claim for that?" I go, "A claim for what?" He's like, your car is covered in hail damage." I was like, "Really? Okay." And then so I called it in. I got a claim for it.
Damn. And what is it? Just like a shit ton of bumps all over the car?
Yeah.
Yeah, little dents.
Little dents all over. I mean, it's ice slamming into your car from fucking the sky.
That's right. Drake from State Farm.
Yo, hail though. So the way it works, right? So there's like a thunderstorm, and there's a huge updraft that takes this precipitation and it like shoots it like miles into the sky, like almost into outer space, basically. And then what happens is, as it's going up, that updraft and that precipitation then freezes because it's so high in the air that it just can't support its own weight, and then it comes just raining all the way back down. So like that hail is basically just being frozen by almost going into outer space.
Wait a minute. I've seen that in Day After Tomorrow.
It was a good movie.
Remember that with Jake Gyllenhaal, and then
where the ice storm is following you?
It's not, yeah, it's like freezes everything instantly.
Yeah.
Is that true?
Yeah.
Nah.
Actually, it did happen, right? When we
In
had
Mortal
that polar,
Kombat.
No, that
Polar Express?
polar vortex. And people
But
were
that
like,
doesn't freeze everything.
No, it did.
The polar vortex?
Remember when we had like this area? We had this area where like it was literally you guys don't remember that a couple years ago? And people they were like, "Yo, you can't be outside because you're gonna literally freeze to death."
According to weather.gov, right? So NOAA, the polar vortex is a large area of low pressure and cold air surrounding both of the Earth's poles. It always exists near the poles, but weakens in the summer and strengthens in the winter. The term vortex refers to the counterclockwise flow of the air that helps keep the colder air near the poles. Many times during the winter, in the northern hemisphere, the polar vortex will expand, sending the cold air southward with a jet stream.
So,
how do we die?
I think it's just a scare tactic, man. There's a polar vortex. You're gonna call your boss and be like, "Listen, I can't come in. There's a polar vortex outside."
Yeah,
it ain't gonna work.
Yeah,
that ain't gonna work.
I might try.
Yeah, you should try it. They're gonna fire you,
guys. There's a polar vortex outside. You hear that shit? Listen to it. Listen to it. Fucking nuts. I'm staying inside.
Had your kids, had your wife.
Well, NOAA gets about $7 billion worth of funding every year, right? And then only about $1.5 billion goes to the National Weather Service. There's been sometimes that private companies who are now starting to purchase these weather apps. Basically, they are getting the information or can get the information quicker than the National Weather Service would be able to get that out, right? Because how is the National Weather Service really going to get that information to you? They are just going to put it on, what, the radio, or they're going to put it on like a newscast or whatever it is. But if you have a weather app and you're paying for it, especially if you're in like transportation, or if there's like, the company is like a railroad or an aviation company, they want to know all this weather before the National Weather Service will be able to get that out. Especially now you have some cities and states who are also paying weather companies to double check or give an opposite forecast or give another forecast, and try to get the weather quicker than the National Service will be able to give it out.
Second opinion.
And the National Weather Service doesn't have an app, and they're not creating one, and we don't know why. I mean, we might be able to think why from all the other
money.
stuff. Yeah, but it seems to be about money. It seems to be about money. Whether the National Weather Service can't sustain it, or that the private companies that are making tons of money off the National Weather Service just being a data provider and allowing them to do it. I mean, if you go onto weather.gov and you look at some of the information, I mean, they give you tons of information. It was like sensory overload in some of the stuff. Like I was reading it, I didn't even have an idea. So to me, if I just want to know what it's going to be sunny tomorrow, I'd rather just look at a picture, see a cloud, a sun, and is there a 30 or whatever? Yeah, happy face. Call it a day.
We're dumb, and we'd like to just see like an emoji.
That's all I need.
A happy smiley face, a sun with sunglasses. I'm like, oh shit.
Yeah, I would take that. But that's what the majority of people need, and that's the majority of people want. That's all you need.
Well,
it's these big companies. Yeah. I can see people do pay for weather apps. Companies and huge companies will pay for weather apps. Because if you're like going out there fishing crab or whatever the hell it is, and you need to know what the hell's going on out there, I'd pay for it.
But it's not even paying for it if you're looking at these, right? Because everyone kind of wants to know the weather. It's advertisers.
What do you mean?
Their websites, their apps are going to advertise.
Mm-hmm.
So if your weather app has 1 million people that sign on to it every day and use it, that's 1 million people that can be advertised to. That's some company's going to be like, hey, we'll give you money if you could let us advertise on your app.
Mm-hmm.
You know why they'll never privatize the weather?
Why is that?
Farmers.
It is privatized.
They are privatizing it.
I don't think so. I don't think fully.
Not fully.
Because I think farmers is a big constituent, especially in those states, and they're not gonna want to pay for that, especially with that free information.
If you were a big agricultural conglomerate and you were able to pay for the weather, and you were able to get the information before another farmer was able to get ready, that would put you in a possibly better
You
position.
are big corporations to begin with.
How many small farmers do you think are actually still around?
I don't think there are many.
Not much.
Yeah, I think it's mostly like these big corporations that
huge
own,
corporations, right? And they're able to know that. And if
they'll
they get
pay
rid of
for
a few
it.
small businesses, they're just going to buy them up, increase their market share. There was so on one of these like TV clips on YouTube, I was watching. They had the one of the Myers brothers on there, right? He was talking about AccuWeather, and he was saying how there was a railroad service that pays for their weather. So AccuWeather notified them that there was a tornado coming through, so they stopped their trains. But there was a town nearby that didn't pay AccuWeather, so they never notified them. They had to be notified by the National Weather Service. They got notified later as the tornado was going through. The trains were okay, and it demolished the city.
Oh, my God.
Oh, wow.
And that is privatizing weather.
That's capitalism.
That's capitalism. So if there's an advantage that another person has, I mean, at this point, you're not paying. Like, what's crazy is it's people's lives, though. That's the whole thing with weather. If you know something or you know an emergency and you're not going to tell someone, like, that's crazy, And they were saying that, it's not always accurate. Right now, around the world, all these National Weather Services, it's all free data, and they share that data with each other. the National Weather Service has been around for, they said, over 150 years. It was like created in the 1870s or something like that. So it's like an old industry, and they have they set up with like other corporate other services in the world, and what they'll do is like they'll fly their satellites at certain times. They'll send their weather balloons up at certain times. It's a huge like coordinated effort between meteorologists all around the world, and they provide this data for free because taxpayers are paying for it.
Well, it should be. I mean, it's for the public good.
But here you have us paying for the National Weather Service to provide data to big corporations to give that data back to us, and then we have to pay for it. And we pay for it in ads, but if you want to get that same information quicker, you have to pay for it to get it faster.
And it's not even 100% accurate.
Yeah.
That's ridiculous.
They were saying that weather apps at best, because they're not, they're just algorithms and proprietary information or whatever, at best are going to predict weather as good as a forecaster, but usually undershoots what a forecaster can do because they just are able to read weather and understand it better, and especially like a local forecaster. It's just a big circle, man. It's just a big circle.
How far are we from Geostorm?
That was a good one.
I didn't see that one.
Gerard Butler.
I didn't see it either. It's Gerard Butler, and there's it's like a space station in the sky, in the space.
Oh wait,
obviously, that controls the weather until the Earth says enough of controlling my weather, and then it fights back.
Enough is enough.
Enough is enough. You have no control over me. And then Mother Nature strikes back, and Gerard Butler saves the day.
Wait, so Gerard Butler is just like a mid-level manager at Geostorm?
No, he's a storm creator.
He's the guy.
He's in space guiding
Remember
the
he's
storms.
the architect?
Remember when we were talking about like he's the guy who knows something coming,
Yeah.
and then no one wants to believe him? He's that guy.
Is he that guy?
Yeah, he's that guy.
I didn't watch the movie, so I don't know.
The ending is...
Oh, I heard it was awful.
No, the movie was good itself, but the ending was like, no.
What happens at the end?
The storm comes and they...
Oh, no, spoilers, bro.
Oh, wait,
spoilers. I want to watch it
I mean,
now.
I'm not watching it.
Spoilers.
All right,
All
then
right,
you
you wanna
guys
watch
can,
it?
like...
All right,
you guys can
all
talk
right,
to
all right,
yourselves.
you know what?
He dies at the end.
Oh,
my
Just kidding.
God.
damn it.
He should have died at the end.
He becomes
that
the
bad?
planet.
The ending was... that.
The storm, yeah.
He becomes the storm.
The storm comes up and just stops right in
I think
front
he
of him.
shoots at the White House because he's the president. But that's another movie.
Isn't that White House Down
Yeah.
with Channing Tatum?
No.
Oh, White House
No.
Down was with Channing Tatum.
Yeah, White House Downs with Channing Tatum. The same movie, Olympus Has Fallen.
Olympus. That's
Black
the one.
Hawk Down
That's a completely different movie.
was with Channing Tatum too.
No, Black Hawk Down was not with Channing Tatum.
Okay, so Olympus
Freeman
Has Fallen.
is in the movie I'm thinking about.
Morgan Freeman.
Yeah, that's Olympus Has Fallen.
Twice.
Was
No,
he the president?
London Has Fallen.
There you see, there you go.
That
And
was a
then
good
the
one
second
too.
one.
Both of those
And
were
I
good.
forgot the
All
third
the
one.
Fallens. All the Fallens are good.
Yeah.
You know what? I got
I think the
confused.
third one is Chick-fil-A with His Fallen.
Yes,
I think
the
that's
White
third
House
one.
Down one. That one. That one.
White
I got
House
confused
Down
with.
was with Jamie Foxx as the president.
That's when he played Barack Obama.
Yeah. I remember that.
Never saw that.
Yeah.
It's on Netflix.
Well, I mean, he played an African American president. Just because we only voted one into office so far does not make every
It's
person
Barack
that
Obama.
plays. Yeah,
Thanks, Obama.
That was all right. That was a good movie. Those
I
movies are the
never
best.
watched it. Never watched it.
White House Down?
No, never. I was like, I just saw this movie, and it's better with Gerard Butler.
Spartans! What is your profession?
I got to watch that Geostorm now that we know how these weather apps work.
Bro.
What's the one where they had to like the Earth wasn't spinning, so they
the
had
core.
to. They were like, "We're just
core.
gonna. What do we do? Oh,
They
we
have
just have to
to
nuke
they
it.
make
blow
it
a nuke
spin it again
in the core.
Does that work?
I never saw that.
in the movie.
No. Who knows?
It's like one of the most scientifically inaccurate movies ever.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
The thing that they're in actually gets stronger as they go down. Like, what?
Oh,
Yeah.
The more
I
they
love
drill, the stronger the shit
It's
becomes.
like, yeah, they're in this like snake drill, It's like this big submarine type drill.
They all paid $250,000 to go down there. When we nuke it, how do we go back up?
They have to nuke it several times to start it spinning again. I love it how in
It's
most of these,
starting
like,
your car, you just have
Like starting a lawnmower,
to pump the gas.
pulling the thing up.
it's
Yeah,
like
so they're
a couple
pumping
of
gas.
times.
or like 2012.
That was a good one too.
That was terrible.
Was that with
It
Jake
all-
Gyllenhaal?
No,
No.
With Cusack, right?
Yeah.
Cusack. Yeah, that was terrible. The
I like- that was
CGI in that
terrible.
movie was
And it was-
terrible.
it was all
Oh,
because
2012.
Yeah, the Earth was getting warmer. The Earth's core was getting hotter, and then for some reason, magnetic poles swap, and then
Which is
continents
real.
fucking move.
It is real, yeah.
It is.
That's
That is
true.
real.
And that happens instantaneously.
Apparently, I think we're overdue. Like,
Yeah,
it needs
that's
to
what I
happen
heard, too.
soon. But it doesn't like it's continents aren't going to rise up and fucking fall because of it.
I mean, when was the last one?
All I know is he
Why are
saved the
we
day
due
in-
for everything? Why are we due for everything? I swear, like, why can't I just like live in like the golden age of an era? You know, like,
We're due for volcanoes to explode.
why are we
We're
due for that?
everything.
God damn it!
If we were in the height of Rome, yo, it would have been popping, bro.
Yeah, but they put lead in everything, so I feel like everyone was nuts.
Yeah. So what? That sounds amazing.
It was a dope time.
We should put lead in everything again.
It's like you growing up, killed Tupac. You graduate from high school, college, world shuts down.
9/11.
Yeah, 9/11, mortgage rates. I don't even know. Now I finally got like $6 in my pocket. What happens? COVID.
inflation.
Can't catch a break.
Exit $10.
About average, every 300,000 years, the poles reverse. The last one was about 780 years ago.
How much?
780,000 years ago.
Oh, so we're like double due.
Yeah. We're like, yeah,
Why-
we're double due.
So who predicted
Why-
that? What weather app predicted that?
And why haven't we have that event yet? I mean, not that you would know, but why do you
I don't
think that
fucking
event
know,
hasn't
bro.
happened?
Climate change.
I know. I'm just throwing out the question. Why hasn't that event happened?
Maybe the Earth is like feeling, like it's nervous
Little
under pressure because we're all
geostorming.
waiting for it, It can't
Stage
get,
fright. It's a thing, stage fright.
Yeah, it's getting stage fright. Sometimes you got to just turn on a magnet.
Woosah a couple of times.
Yeah.
Well, whatever shitstorm that's going to happen. Did they say that in the Mayan calendar? Do we know?
They were wrong. They were wrong, bro. So, see,
Did they
all these
redo the
things-
Mayan calendar?
No, I think
Who?
they're dead.
Who, the Mayans?
Yeah.
They didn't finish.
Yo,
God damn.
they couldn't predict Spanish people coming and
syphilis.
fucking them up.
And smallpox.
Yeah, they might have missed that one. All right, yeah. So, what do you feel about weather? You gonna check your weather app? You gonna believe it? To me, after like reading all this stuff, I just feel like I don't even believe it anymore now.
I mean, what else you got going for you though?
They say weather.gov. That's
Yeah, but I can't read that. That's a lot of like numbers and shit.
I know. I like everything needs to be dumbed down and concise now. So
I need like an eggplant emoji and like a grapefruit, and I'll be like, okay, cool.
cool.
What
Sunny.
was that? What's that mean? What weather is that? Is it
Eagle
raining?
and
I
a
don't-
snake.
Is it raining?
Yeah, I need my eagle and holding a snake in its talons, and I think to myself, today is going to be a good day.
This is a sign from Apollo. We will win a great victory tomorrow.
Victor, where are you going?
I'll stick to my YouTuber
Double
guy.
the snap.
I'm
Who's your
sticking to my
YouTuber
actual
guy?
weather.
Yeah, who's your influencer?
Yeah,
your weather influencer.
I want to know what's going on out there.
His name is Ryan Hall. Ryan Hall, y'all. He's really good.
Ryan Hall.
I would
isn't he
never
an
trust
MMA
a guy
fighter?
called Ryan Hall, y'all.
Nah, bro, I'll pass.
Fuck
1.45 million subscribers.
Yeah, that's why I trust
This
him.
guy's killing it.
What are we
Ryan
doing?
Why
Hall,
didn't you guys
y'all.
call him for an interview? You could have talked to him.
I don't know the guy. You know him?
Just reach out to him.
Be like, yo, we want to put you on here.
Yeah, it'd be like, listen, we're a fucking podcast. We got about 10 people that listen.
You want to grow your subscriber base by maybe a half.
Come on, just have a chat with us.
But I use him.
Yeah, we could use him on here.
Good.
Is he a meteorologist or he's just like, is he a sky watcher?
No, I think he was or is, I don't know, a meteorologist or training to be like an official meteorologist or whatever.
Become a skywarn spotter.
A what?
A skywarn spotter.
What is that?
I just talked about it.
Oh.
As a storm spotter.
Oh, a storm spotter. I'm just imagining someone on top of a tower going, "Oh shit, yo guys, the storm's coming."
Start ringing a bell.
That's
yeah, he starts
essentially
ringing
what
a
it
bell. He lights a fire, so the other tower lights a fire.
plays a horn, and you're like, "Oh, the horn
Plays
is
a
playing."
horn, and then orcs show up to like attack a tower or some shit.
That was the best one. The second one, what was it? Tower of Terror?
Yeah, the Twin Towers.
Twin Towers.
Lord of the Rings, the Twin Towers.
That was the best one. Where they're just like fighting everybody.
In was it in Helm's Deep?
Yeah.
That's Lord of the Rings.
Yeah, you ever
bro.
seen that one?
He never saw it. He never.
You've never seen Lord of the Rings?
Saw Lord of the
Are
Rings?
you serious?
Come
Bro,
on.
You saw Geostorm?
I never got. I never got into those things, man. I was like, "What is this?" And they're long too. I'm like, "Nah, I'm good."
But they're worth it. They're good.
Nah, bro.
Nah, they were great. You gotta watch that. You have a lot on your plate.
I do.
So what do you think? What do you think? Weather apps. You like them? You don't like them? You think we should pay for weather? Are you gonna pay for weather?
I'm not paying for a weather app.
No,
And if
definitely
AccuWeather
not paying.
decides to start paying, charging for a subscription, I'll pass. But I like the AccuWeather. I'm telling you, I like it.
They are one of the most accurate out there. They do charge for a subscription, and they are trying to bring down the National Weather Service, or at least limit what they do.
I'll support their efforts if they'll keep me dry.
All right. Mitch,
Same. Not paying for weather. I'll stick to the free.
even if it's more accurate, you'd never pay for weather, even if it's more accurate.
No, I don't know. For me, I'll just look outside.
You got that Victor app.
No,
My first
that
subscriber.
app is gonna get you into trouble, bro.
I just keep an umbrella in the car just in
You
case.
start seeing eagles everywhere. You're like, yo, what the fuck is going on?
I got an emoji of an eagle and a snake. What does that mean? It means arrows are going to blot out the sun.
Then we will fight in the shade.
What about you, Victor? What'd you got from this?
Honestly, none of my weather habits are going to change. The Apple app is just most convenient. If it's wrong, it's wrong. I mean, if it's close to right, I'm happy with it. I'm not one of those people that just gets super upset at the weather people to get it wrong. Like, you shouldn't really be that upset. Like, you have nothing else to worry about. That some guy told you was a 30% chance, and you're like, these fucking weather people always lying. Like, come the fuck on. Grow the fuck up.
Now we know that most of these weather apps are going to be accurate, but only around 85% at best. Some of the best ones. All their data, most of their data is coming from a free government agency that we all pay for. And, they're going to do their best. I don't think I would pay for something that we already pay for. Are we going to really pay for it twice? But I can see the value in certain corporations or companies paying for weather if they're going to get an edge, if they're going to get the information quicker. But I think that there is maybe some sort of ethics problem there if some company is getting weather information faster than someone else.
If I think it impacting lives.
I think it's impacting lives.
Yeah.
I think it's impacting lives, but if it's going to help it's just one of those things where weather is enormous. I definitely am going to look at my weather app differently though. All right. So thank you for tuning in to I'm Not Dumb, But I hope you enjoyed this episode. We would appreciate if you could share, leave a comment, and subscribe to our podcast wherever you listen. Stay tuned for more engaging discussions and entertaining content with our upcoming episodes. See you next time. Bye.
Later.
Deuces.